coming through is that someone is loving you very deeply, but they have been keeping it behind closed doors and behind a guarded face. This does not feel like a light crush. This feels like a person carrying very serious feeling in silence. And I also feel there is action attached to this because the message says they will do something, and I feel that matters. Please just take what resonates for you, since this is a general love reading. You do not have to force anything that does not belong to your situation. And you can also reverse the roles in the reading if you need to just place yourself where the energy fits best for your connection. All right, so let us begin with you first. Let us look at where you are in this connection right now. Here is Judgment. And the Nine of Wands and the Three of Swords, wow, this comes through strongly immediately. With Judgment, I feel like your heart has been waking up to what this bond really is. Something inside you already knows there is much more here than what has been shown. With the Nine of Wands, though, I feel like you are still defended. You are careful, observant, and not eager to hand over your trust too quickly. And with the Three of Swords, I feel older pain is still alive in your system. For some of you, this person played a role in that pain directly. For others, it was someone from before. But it still shapes how safe you feel when emotions start becoming powerful. So I feel like part of you senses this person deeply, and another part of you is still holding your ground and protecting your softness. All right, so let us look at your person now. Let us see where they are in this connection with you. We have the Hierophant, and the Two of Wands, and the Page of Wands. Wow, this person is thinking a lot. With the Hierophant, I feel like they know this bond carries importance. This is not something they can file away as casual or meaningless. There is a serious quality to what they feel, even if they have not behaved in a fully serious way up to now. With the Two of Wands, I feel like they keep standing at a threshold. They are looking at the future and wondering how to move towards you. They are asking themselves what the next step should be. And I feel they are running through scenarios inside their head constantly. And then here is the Page of Wands. So yes, there is definitely a message impulse sitting in them. This person wants to break the quiet. They want to test the space between you and see what still lives there. So let us look at the shared energy between you, because I can already feel this is not one-sided at all. Here is the High Priestess and the Five of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Wow, this is deep and inwardly intense. With the High Priestess, I feel like a great deal has stayed unspoken. There is a very strong undercurrent between you that words have not fully touched yet. With the Five of Wands, I feel there is internal friction on both sides. There are feelings, fears, questions, and too much moving under the calm. And with the King of Pentacles, I feel that beneath all the emotional noise, both of you want something steady, grounded, and genuinely dependable. So this does not feel like a connection built only on fantasy. It feels like something very real that has been wrapped in too much secrecy. Let us get a little more on your side here, because I feel your heart is trying to decide what is safe, and wow, here is trust. So I feel like Spirit is telling you to trust what your intuition has already been sensing. You may have felt for a while now that this person carries much more than they say. You may have picked up on their attention before they ever spoke it aloud. For them, here is friendship. And I love that because it tells me they do not only love your image, they miss your company, your tone, your humor. They miss the way your presence changes the emotional atmosphere around them. For both of you, it is safe for you to love. Wow, so even with the hiding, there is tenderness here and not only tension. And that matters because I feel what they have hidden is not empty desire. What they have hidden is genuine love. And it has become very hard for them to contain right away. This reading feels like a person who has been acting smaller than what they feel. But I do not think they can hold that position forever, because I keep getting that they are reaching a point of decision now. They have loved you in silence, but silence is becoming too tight for them. And when silence becomes too tight, people eventually do something, and I feel that is exactly where this energy is heading right now. They are nearing the moment where hidden feeling wants visible movement. And I feel that shift is starting now. Let us go deeper on your side first, because I feel your emotional world has been carrying more than you let people see. Here is despondence and hesitation. So I feel there have been moments where you tried to stop expecting anything from this. You may have told yourself to lower the volume of your hope, or to stop wondering whether this person would ever bring the truth into the open. But I do not feel your heart ever fully disconnected. I feel the thread stayed alive even when you tried to go quieter with it. For some of you, there is a memory that still glows in your body, a glance, a pause, or a charged moment that never really left you. So yes, there is caution in you, but I also feel there is inner recognition that this story has not truly finished. Let us get more for them now. Because their side feels very pressurized and restless, here is growth and impasse. Wow. So this person has not stayed where they were inside. What began as hidden affection has grown heavier, and the delay itself has become part of what troubles them now. With impasse, I feel like they froze at a critical point. They did not know how to speak without exposing everything all at once. And the longer they stayed frozen, the more difficult it became, because secrecy did not protect them from feeling, it only intensified it. For both of you, here is crossroads. So yes, the connection feels suspended at a decision point. The energy does not feel empty. It feels paused between fear, longing, and the need for a real next step. Let us get some hidden message cards now, because I want to hear what has been living under the surface for you. Here as I still think about what this could have been. Well, so some of you may still revisit the unrealized version of this bond. For them, here as I keep myself busy so I do not have to feel this fully. Yes, I really do feel they have tried to outrun their own heart. They may have used work, routine, obligations, or noise, just to keep from sitting quietly with the depth of what they feel for you. But I do not feel that plan has worked, because your energy keeps finding them anyway, for both of you. Here is I cannot get this out of my head well. So the mental link here is still extremely active. Replayed scenes, imagined conversations, private what-if thoughts that return again and again. And let me get one more card here, because I feel there is also sweetness under all this private intensity. Wow, here is playfulness. So this bond was not built only on heaviness or confusion. There was warmth in it, spark in it, joy in it, a natural ease that made being around one another feel alive and bright. And I feel that makes the secrecy harder for them, because they know they have hidden something beautiful instead of trusting it. All right, so let us look at what you are thinking about them now. What has really been moving through your mind around this connection? Here is the Magician and the Ten of Cups reversed and the Three of Pentacles. Wow, so I feel you have been very deliberate. With the Magician, I feel you are highly aware of what you reveal. You may be managing your expression much more than they realize. With the Ten of Cups reversed, I feel caution around future dreaming. You do not want to promise your heart something that has not yet shown itself clearly. And with the Three of Pentacles, I feel your mind wants mutual effort, not only strong energy, but actual collaboration and real showing up. So your thoughts may be saying, if this matters, then let it become visible. Let it move beyond hidden feeling and into something tangible. All right, so let us look at what they are thinking about you. Here is the Emperor and the Two of Cups. And the Knight of Wands. Wow. So even if they try to stay composed outwardly, this person is absolutely preoccupied with you. With the Emperor, I feel they want to appear self-controlled. They do not enjoy the idea of looking emotionally overtaken, but with the Two of Cups beside it, I feel they keep returning to the bond itself. How it felt, why it still matters, and why nobody else seems to land in them the way you do. And then with the Knight of Wands, I feel a very strong urge to move. They want approach, they want contact, they want closeness. Let us clarify the Emperor, and wow, here is the Sun and the Nine of Cups. So yes, I feel they think of you as someone who lights something up inside them. Your energy still feels vivid, bright, and deeply pleasurable to remember. The Sun tells me they see you as warming and life-giving. The Nine of Cups tells me your presence feels emotionally satisfying to them. Not only physically, mentally, spiritually, and inwardly. And I feel this is part of why the secrecy is becoming unbearable. Because they are not hiding a small feeling, they are hiding a living one. They know the longer they keep this hidden, the harder it becomes to breathe around what they feel. All right, so let us look at what you are feeling overall, because I feel your inner space is deeper than you let show. Here is the Page of Cups reversed and the Six of Wands and the Unknown card. Wow. With the Page of Cups reversed, I feel tenderness is present, but it is sheltered, restrained, and not easily offered first. You may feel more than you admit out loud, but you do not want to uncover that without clear honesty from them. With the Six of Wands, I feel this person still affects your confidence. Their gaze matters, their notice matters, their response matters. There is something about the way they register you that lingers inside your system long after the moment has passed. And then with the Unknown card, I feel your emotions here are layered, not simple, not neat, not easy even for you to summarize cleanly. part of you may want full truth. And another part of you may still be bracing for what truth would stir up. So let us clarify this Page of Cups reversed. And wow, here is Judgment. And the King of Wands. So I feel you have been trying to stand firmly in your dignity, trying not to let your most delicate feelings drive the entire story. But your deeper truth is still alive, and your heart still knows this bond has real significance. All right, so let us look at what they are feeling overall, because I feel their interior world has been much louder than their actions. Here is the Magician and the Six of Swords and the Moon. Wow, this is strong with the Magician. I feel they have been trying to regulate themselves. They may be choosing every pause and every signal with care. With the Six of Swords, I feel they have attempted to settle the waters, to create some inner distance from what they feel around you. But then here is the Moon. And that is why this has not been simple for them. Their feelings are not tidy. There's devotion here, ache here, fascination here, fear here. There's also a strong intuitive thread, like your energy keeps returning even when they try to direct themselves elsewhere. For some of you, this person has watched from a distance or kept checking in quietly without letting you know how much they feel. All right, so let us look at your intentions now. What is your heart genuinely trying to do with this connection? Here is the Queen of Cups and the Star and the Seven of Cups. Wow, your intentions are sincere. With the Queen of Cups, I feel you still care in a real way, even if you have kept more of yourself inward and protected lately. With the Star, I feel there is still hope in you, hope for clarity, hope for healing, hope for something cleaner than before. And then with the Seven of Cups, there are still many unknowns. You may not know what they are truly ready to say or admit. So I feel your intention is not to force anything, it is more to stay genuine and let reality reveal itself. All right, so what are their intentions towards you right now? Let us see what this person is actually leaning toward. Here is the Two of Wands and the Nine of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Wow, cautious with the Two of Wands. I feel they are considering their next move. They are thinking about timing and response. With the Nine of Wands, I feel their defenses are still active. They do not want to feel foolish, rejected, or uncovered. And with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, I feel the delay itself has started frustrating them badly. They may know they have been moving too slowly or hiding too long from what they need to bring into the open. Let us clarify that, and wow, here is the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So yes, I feel movement wants to break through. This person may act more suddenly than you expect. The Knight of Swords feels like a rush building, a need to stop circling and finally do something real, and the Ace of Cups tells me the push is not empty. There is real emotion behind it, real tenderness behind it. So if you have felt their energy increasing lately, I do not think you are imagining that. Let us get a few more emotional cards around this. For you, we have curiosity. For them, we have urgency. And for both of you, we have unfinished wow. That says a lot all by itself. Your curiosity feels careful but true. Their urgency feels strong, and it is beginning to outrun their restraint. And this unfinished energy is exactly why the silence feels alive, because something still wants to be brought into daylight. Something still wants to be acknowledged. Something still wants to be acknowledged. Something still wants to become visible instead of hidden. I keep getting that their heart is tired of secrecy, and secrecy is starting to feel heavier than disclosure. The hardest part for them now feels like the beginning, the first message, the first opening, the first visible sign. But once that first sign comes, I feel more would follow right behind it. It feels like the wall is thinning, and they know it even if they do not say it yet. Let us look now at what has really been blocking this person, because I feel that explains a great deal about the secrecy. Here is Strength and the Two of Swords. Wow, so this feels like someone divided within themselves. With Strength, I feel they have been trying to contain everything, their impulses, their attachment, their urge to say more, not because nothing is there, but because too much is there and it leaves them feeling exposed. With the Two of Swords, I feel they have been split in two. One side wants disclosure. Another side fears the consequences. They may have wondered if telling you would change everything, or if keeping it hidden was somehow safer for both of you. So I feel this person has not been lacking love. They have been lacking steadiness and the courage to be transparent. Let us get another card for their block. And wow, here is the root chakra. Yes, this goes deeper, fear, insecurity, practical strain, and the need to feel safe before taking emotional risks. For some of you, this person has been under pressure, money pressure, family pressure, life pressure, and when someone already feels stretched in the material world, even a needed conversation can feel difficult to begin. So I feel like they kept postponing this, telling themselves they would face it later when life softened, later when they felt clearer, later when the timing looked better. But the truth is, the feeling kept staying, and the hiding itself has started hurting them more than honesty would. All right, so let us look at the near future now. What does the next stretch of energy look like around this bond? Here is the Ten of Swords and the Four of Cups and the Seven of Cups. Wow, this feels like a turning point. With the Ten of Swords, I feel an old pattern is ending. The pattern of saying nothing while suffering inwardly is reaching its limit. With the Four of Cups, I feel a pause of reflection, a moment where one or both of you looks honestly at what this became. And then with the Seven of Cups, I feel options begin opening, new paths, new perspectives, new emotional possibilities. So after a long time of feeling stuck or narrow, the energy starts widening around this connection. Let us clarify that Ten of Swords. And wow, here's the Fool. Beautiful. So yes, I feel this is release. This is freedom from an old loop of delay and concealment. The Fool tells me someone becomes willing to risk, to take a step without having perfect certainty first. And that feels very important here because certainty is not what creates movement. Now, I think longing creates movement. I think hidden love creates movement. I think the need for relief creates movement. Let us get a few more cards here. For you, we have openness. For them, we have surrender. And for both of you, we have renewal. Well, that is beautiful. Your openness feels careful but present. Their surrender feels like giving up the old resistance. And this renewal energy feels like breath returning, like something soft waking up after being held down too long. So I do not feel the future energy is shut down. I feel it loosening, softening, becoming more responsive. Let us get more on the near future around what they will do. Here is the Page of Wands. And the Eight of Wands. Wow, so yes, I feel expression gathering here. Something may begin lightly at first, but there is much beneath it. The Page of Wands feels like a first spark. The Eight of Wands feels like momentum picking up after that. So for some of you, the first opening may be simple, but once the door opens, more could follow quickly. And I also feel this, whoever begins this may try to sound calm at first, not because they are calm, but because they are worried about flooding the situation with too much at once. Still, beneath that first opening, I feel real emotion waiting just under the surface. The repeating message is very clear. Simone is getting close to speaking after a long inner battle, not because they feel fearless, but because staying silent is affecting them too much now. And I keep hearing this as well. I cannot keep carrying this and pretending it is not there. That sentence feels like it is living inside them, and I feel it pressing harder by the day. So if you have felt a shift lately, if you have felt the energy moving toward honesty, I do not think you are imagining that. I feel the silence itself is losing its hold here. There is expression gathering underneath it. And I feel that expression wants daylight soon. It feels like one honest opening could begin changing the atmosphere between you, because once truth starts moving where silence used to be, the heart often follows much more naturally after that. It shifts now. All right, so let us go deeper into the heart space here, because I feel the emotional truth wants more room now for you. Here is vulnerability. Wow. So I feel part of this journey has been about allowing yourself to feel, not throwing yourself into uncertainty, but admitting this bond still lives somewhere inside you. I feel like some of you have tried to outthink your feelings or make yourself less affected than you really are, but your heart has its own intelligence and it keeps telling you something here is unresolved. For them, here is awakening. Beautiful. This person is becoming more honest with themselves. They are starting to see that silence has not protected them. It has only delayed what their heart keeps trying to say. For both of you, here is this could be the one. Wow. So yes, part of why this feels so heavy is because the bond did not feel small. It felt meaningful. And that made the emotional stakes rise. When a connection feels ordinary, people do not usually freeze like this. But when it feels rare, fear can get loud and messy. Let us look at what your heart would say if it spoke plainly. Because I feel your soul has a message too. Here is I still care more than I show. Wow, yes, that feels exactly right. You may have become quieter. You may have become more protective and much more inward, but I do not feel your feelings vanished. I feel they went private and became more closely guarded. For them, here's I love you more than I say. And wow, yes, that fits this reading immediately. This person is not brushing this off. They are not looking at it like it meant nothing. For both of you, here is I miss the way this felt. Wow, so there is living memory here too. Both hearts remember something real, something warm, something vivid, something hard to replace. Let us look at what guidance is coming through now, because I feel Spirit wants to guide this very gently. Here is the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Wow. So the message is not to close your heart in fear. With the Queen of Cups, I feel you are being asked to stay soft, not naive, not unguarded, but emotionally alive and wise. Do not let old hurt define every future moment. Do not let fear become the loudest voice in the room. And with the Ten of Cups, I feel Spirit is reminding you that happiness is still possible after confusion and delay. Sometimes love needs a second breath. Sometimes truth needs time before it can come out cleanly. Let us get one more message of guidance. Wow, here's there are infinite resources available to me. So I feel this is about not moving from lack. Not assuming that one painful chapter means all hope is gone. You do not have to settle for silence forever. And you also do not have to lock down your softness. You can be wise and still receptive. You can protect yourself and still remain open to better things. All right, so let us see what this person would actually say if they stopped editing themselves for one moment. Here is I cannot stop thinking about you. Yes, that has been clear through the entire reading. You live in their mind more than they show. And I feel that has been true for a while now. Here is I have loved you quietly for too long. Wow, yes, that lands right at the center of this. This person keeps revisiting what they feel. They keep thinking about what they should have said long ago. Here is I am tired of pretending this is not there. And wow, yes, that feels very direct and very real. This is not comfortable secrecy for them. This is something they are carrying like a private ache. Here is I want to reach for you. And I am trying to find the right way. That feels honest because I feel timing itself has become part of their internal struggle. They know that every day they wait, the feeling becomes heavier instead of easier. Here is I do not know how you will react. But I know I cannot keep acting like this is smaller than it is. So yes, I feel they are deeply conflicted, but the conflict is beginning to tip toward visible action. Let us get a few more direct cards because I feel there is still more in their chest. Here is you matter more than I ever admitted, and I never stopped feeling this the way I pretended I did not. Wow, that is powerful because it shows me they know this was never nothing. And here is I want to do something real now. So yes, I feel their mind is moving toward approach. Not because they know the outcome, but because the burden of keeping it hidden has become too much. This whole part feels like someone nearing an emotional breaking point, not in a reckless way, but in a truth way. They are tired of carrying the mask, and I feel that tiredness is beginning to crack everything open. I keep hearing that they are rehearsing pieces of this in private, and every version still leads back to the same truth. They love you, and they do not want to hide it anymore. Let us close this out by looking at the deepest current here, because I feel the truth of this bond wants one more layer of clarity. When I sit with the energy of both of you together, I do not get indifference. I do not get finality. I get pressure. I get two people who have both felt the impact, and one of them has been especially consumed by hidden love. That is why the silence has felt so loaded. Because it is not empty silence, it is packed silence. It carries memory, it carries ache, it carries imagined confessions and delayed admissions. And I feel that is why your intuition has not let this go, because something in the bond has remained active the whole time. Let us get a final spread on the connection. Here is the Lovers. And the Hermit and the Ace of Swords. Wow, with the Lovers, I feel there is still a live bond here. There is still significance here. There is still feeling here. With the Hermit, I feel both of you have withdrawn inwardly thinking, searching, trying to understand your own truth first. And then with the Ace of Swords, I feel breakthrough. I feel clarity. I feel something finally becoming speakable. This does not feel like a bond meant to stay buried in confusion. It feels like something pushing toward honesty and release. Let us get more on that Ace of Swords. And wow, here is the Page of Swords and the Six of Cups. So yes, I feel watching, wondering, remembering. I feel this person looking back and also leaning toward you again. The Six of Cups tells me the feeling here is gentle at its core. There is fondness, there is familiarity, there is sweetness. This is not just unfinished pain, this is also unfinished tenderness. All right, so let us see the most likely next energy. Here is the Fool and the Page of Wands. And the Two of Cups, wow, this looks like an opening, a fresh move, a message, and real connection trying to reappear. The Fool tells me someone risks it. The Page of Wands tells me the first step may be simple. And the Two of Cups tells me that step matters because the feeling underneath it is mutual and emotionally alive. For some of you, this may begin with a light text, something ordinary on the surface, but meaningful underneath. But the emotional weight behind it will not be ordinary. And I feel both of you will know that immediately. Let us get final hidden messages for them. Here is I want you to know this now. For you, here is I needed honesty, not distance. And for both of you, here is this is not over in my heart. Wow, that gathers the whole reading together. One heart concealed, one heart careful, both hearts still connected. So the guidance here feels very gentle. Do not assume silence always means lack of care. Sometimes silence means secret love. Sometimes it means fear. Sometimes it means too much feeling. But I also want to be clear about this. You do not have to chase truth from anyone. You do not have to carry the whole bridge. And I do not feel Spirit is asking you to. What I feel is that your job is to stay honest with yourself. Stay grounded, stay open, stay discerning. And if this person does come in, you will know very quickly how it feels in your body. You will know if it feels sincere. You will know if it feels half-hearted or avoidant. Trust that. Because I do feel your intuition is very awake here. And now let us get the final thing they would say. If they were standing in front of you right now, I have loved you quietly, and I do not think I can keep doing that. I have tried to keep this contained, but it keeps growing inside me instead of shrinking. I think about you more than you know, and I keep wondering what would happen if I finally showed it. I want to reach for you. I want to stop acting like this is smaller than it is. I have stayed hidden because I was afraid, but fear is starting to lose its hold on me. You mattered more than I ever said, and I know I cannot keep standing still forever. I want to show you, not only feel it inside and keep it there. And I feel like that is the truth here, not polished, not dramatic, just deeply true. So yes, someone loves you madly and in secret, and I do feel they are getting close to doing something real about it. The energy feels sincere, it feels heavy, and it feels like the beginning of more honesty very soon. Something wants to open here, something wants to be said here, something wants daylight now. They want to stop carrying this alone, and I feel that choice is getting closer. When I sit with the energy of both of you together, I do not get indifference. I do not get finality. I get pressure. I get two people who have both felt the impact, and one of them has been especially consumed by hidden love. That is why the silence has felt so loaded. Because it is not empty silence, it is packed silence. It carries memory. It carries ache. It carries imagined confessions and delayed admissions. And I feel that is why your intuition has not let this go, because something in the bond has remained active the whole time. Let us get a final spread on the connection. Here is the Lovers. And the Hermit and the Ace of Swords. Wow, with the Lovers, I feel there is still a live bond here. There is still significance here. There is still feeling here. With the Hermit, I feel both of you have withdrawn inwardly thinking, searching, trying to understand your own truth first. And then with the Ace of Swords, I feel breakthrough. I feel clarity. I feel something finally becoming speakable. This does not feel like a bond meant to stay buried in confusion. It feels like something pushing toward honesty and release. Let us get more on that Ace of Swords. And wow, here is the Page of Swords and the Six of Cups. So yes, I feel watching, wondering, remembering. I feel this person looking back and also leaning toward you again. The Six of Cups tells me the feeling here is gentle at its core. There is fondness, there is familiarity, there is sweetness. This is not just unfinished pain, this is also unfinished tenderness. All right, so let us see the most likely next energy. Here is the Fool and the Page of Wands. And the Two of Cups, wow, this looks like an opening, a fresh move, a message, and real connection trying to reappear. The Fool tells me someone risks it. The Page of Wands tells me the first step may be simple. And the Two of Cups tells me that step matters because the feeling underneath it is mutual and emotionally alive. For some of you, this may begin with a light text, something ordinary on the surface, but meaningful underneath. But the emotional weight behind it will not be ordinary. And I feel both of you will know that immediately. Let us get final hidden messages for them. Here is I want you to know this now. For you, here is I needed honesty, not distance. And for both of you, here is this is not over in my heart. Wow, that gathers the whole reading together. One heart concealed, one heart careful, both hearts still connected. So the guidance here feels very gentle. Do not assume silence always means lack of care. Sometimes silence means secret love. Sometimes it means fear. Sometimes it means too much feeling. But I also want to be clear about this. You do not have to chase truth from anyone. You do not have